Hey guys, I'm Michael. I'm for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Guys, we get this question all the time. It's kind of funny. Hey Michael, I'm D'Angelo. I love your stuff, man. Great information. We're thinking about relocating to Costa Rica. Where should we live? Well, that's almost impossible to answer, but you know what? I can answer it, and I do. So I write back and I'm like, thanks for the nice comments. We really appreciate it, and you should move to a tennis. So they inevitably write me back, and they're like, where's a tennis? Why did you say a tennis? And they start asking me all these questions about a tennis. They'll ask me about, oh, how's the weather? You know, if it's too humid, my armpits, I get a rash. I only have $100,000. Is that good? My mother's coming with me, and she's got heart problems. And is there good health care, quality health care close by? I'm bringing all my things in a container. I'm bringing my Volkswagen Beetle, but I was concerned about the roads. I heard the roads were bad in Costa Rica, and I don't know if I told you, but I'm a chef, an internet chef. I do recipes, so I need my ingredients. I need good stores, and I need the internet, and a shopping mall would be nice. And my mom, I didn't tell you, she's high maintenance kind of. She likes to go to the museums and see the shows in the theater. Is that there? Does the tennis have that? And we want a mix. We want to be with expats, and we want to be with the locals. We want like a really good mix. Is that there? And so I don't know if the guy even knows this, but he mentioned pretty much all the things you need to consider. First, well, there's about 4 things to consider, but I'm assuming if you're going to start a business down here, you kind of know where you want to be, because like if you're going to start a surf camp, you're probably not going to be living in San Jose. So I'm thinking you got that one covered, but you want to consider the weather, okay? There's like 20 plus weather patterns in Costa Rica. A country the size of West Virginia, 20 plus weather patterns. We're only 10 degrees north of the equator. The beaches get hot and humid. You got temperate over here in the Central Valley. You got different elevations. You got cool at night, cold at night. If you just go 10 minutes or around to Lake Arenal, it's cooler at night than it is in Opportunity. Then you always got the rain factor. Rains more, rains less. We live in a rainforest. There's all those things to consider as far as the weather's concerned and what you like. You also get to consider cost. Cost is like the weather here. It's all across the board. Obviously the beach towns, man, Manuel Antonio, Samara, Tamarindo, they're expensive. Properties are expensive. Same as in the nicer suburbs of San Jose, like Escazú and Santa Ana. Now, although San Jose is a regular city, prices are across the board there as well. You could probably live in a flop house for $10, or you could get a $2 million mansion. So, that's just the way it is. The best example of property here and how it works is 30 minutes away, our friends buy some property. They did it a few years ago, but it's still a relevant example. They got a house, 10 acres of land, 2 cabinas, 2 small little guest houses, $80,000. And that's the point. Something that's real expensive here can change within minutes or miles of where it's real expensive. So something to consider. Now, same thing with the cost is food and goods. If you live in the beach, touristy places, or like here in La Fortuna, we don't have a special grocery store. We pay tourist grocery, food prices. Same with clothes. Clothes are tourist prices. So you got to consider that of where you want to live. Now a lot of people just go about 40 minutes away in another town that it's not touristy. It's mostly, Ticos live there, and the prices are better. It's just kind of the way it goes. So got to consider that. Now, third, infrastructure. This guy's mom has heart problems. They could pick some places, a lot of places in Costa Rica, and literally be hours and hours away from quality health care. Really, it's that important. And as you get older and you need to be around, she gets a stroke or a heart attack in some areas, she's not going to make it. So that's a huge consideration. As far as roads and bridges concerned, there are bad roads here, but as you get away from the more populated places, they start deteriorating. It's the way it goes. That guy's Volkswagen Beetle might be served in some places better as a boat, than a car. And if the roads are important and part of the infrastructure, then you got to consider that. The mother likes the culture, the museums and the theater and stuff. Again, you start getting out of the Central Valley, the San Jose area, and I'm not saying it's nil and none, but it lessens. The better stuff the better museums, the better shows, the better the concerts are going to be in that area. I mean, that's kind of it on that. Now, as far as internet and cell, that's getting better. You know, I don't know, 90% of the country's got cell phone use. That's going to just keep going. And internet is getting better, and it will get better. But a prime example of the internet is our friends up by the La Fortuna waterfall. They got a kind of a new house in a street that those houses have been there for a long time. Locals live in them, and they have internet. Well, guess what? Our friends don't. It stops right on their property, and they can't get it. You know what has to happen? Other houses have to be built there before they can get internet. So if internet's important to you, you might want to have it there. Not that they tell you it's going to be there, because that could be 2 years here. So just be aware of that kind of thing if that's important to you. Now, as far as culture and immersion, you can live on the grid or off the grid in Costa Rica. If you're gonna get the biggest bang for your buck in a small town where gringos aren't around. The prices are gonna be down, but you're probably gonna be missing some things in infrastructure. It might be the roads, it might be you're missing the concert. I can tell you, if you're gonna be doing that, living in a small town, your Spanish better be on, because you're not gonna make it. They're not talking English in those places, so that's something you definitely gotta consider. So the thing is, if you're serious about moving here, to find out where you want to live, you got to come down and you got to stay. I'm talking 6 months, 9 months, a year, and don't buy anything. Rent, explore the country. They don't call this the most, this is a diverse country, and there's all kinds of things. You may not like it over there on the Caribbean coast because you might think it rains too much, or you might think the beaches are too hot, or there's a million places, but they're all fun to explore, and you can do that. And in the meantime, hit the message boards. Read the blogs, watch these types of videos, get some perspective. But if you're serious, you've got to do your homework, or you're going to be really, really disappointed. I can tell you that. So anyway, after thinking about all this, I think my final answer is a tennis. Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace. Hope it helps.